Wow. Welcome to another Monday Crypto. Not looking at the news. I'm focused on doing what I always do, which is coming into work, trying to work hard, and make some things happen. I need to mute this stuff. Go. And we're going to get to another Designing with Derek session here. I guess I should say in the last couple weeks, what have we been up to? I wanted to do this last Friday and the Friday before. Unfortunately, it's just been really busy. But in terms of what's been happening here at Reef, where are my notes? I have weekly update notes. There we go. What's been happening since the 28th? Well, we had some great meetings on Google Meet, or discussions over Telegram, things like that, emails flying back and forth. I've been invited to speak at a conference in June on Reef's behalf. Kind of do, I think, the same talk that I did in Amsterdam. I guess by then I'd be able to talk about the 3 months since then. But we'll see. Ultimately, it's a function of, can I afford to go? Can we afford to send me to Monaco? Not a cheap, inexpensive place to go. So we don't want to commit too early and then not be able to spend the money. But either way, that'd be cool. A really interesting deep in nature project with land involved, with an actual business model. Obviously, I'm trying to convince them to deploy on Reef Chain. I think that'd be a great feather in our cap. Working hard with them to help them raise some funding, and obviously bring them to Reef Chain. Market makers, advisors, working on this new labs entity. People have asked before, what's a labs entity? A labs entity is a separate organization that would actually make investments into projects, and those investments would be tied to those projects coming to Reef Chain. So, for example, you go to a decently sized lending protocol. Ideally, it's profitable or it's close to being profitable. The team's still intact. They're working on it. Do a deal with them so that a certain amount of tokens are being acquired. Obviously, they get a cash injection, and we bring them. And part of that deal is, okay, you also need to deploy on Reef Chain, or that's the whole reason this is happening. So that would be cool. Anyway, we're working on spinning up that Labs entity, which would be third party. It's not owned by Reef. Um, it would be funded by investors, VC firms, angels potentially, and obviously would work really hard to find projects who are willing to come onto Reef Chain, do marketing, etc., run incentives to bootstrap their protocols on Reef Chain, and get more activity happening on chain, because that's the whole point of this. Yeah, Proto USD for Reef. One thing's not working. We know why it's not working. As soon as that is working, we can launch that. And so we will have wrapped USDC on Reef connected to 7 or 8 different chains, I think, at this point, which are all highly liquid. So that would be incredible to see in the near future. And that allows us to do stablecoin pools on Reef, or stablecoin plus volatile token. So Reef USDC, Hydra USDC, MRD USDC. Um, Not soon. um, Punk, PNK, USDC, all sorts of. You can just do a lot more there. You can actually have a lending protocol, because typically you want to deposit a volatile token and borrow a stable coin. So you could actually have that with wrapped USDC and hopefully other stable coins on Reef soon. So that's really exciting. And a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, the weekly updates or bi-weekly sometimes get posted to X, Telegram, Discord, usually on Reddit when I remember to post it there as well. I'll have to double check whether the last one went up there after this. And And then the mobile app, which we're actually here to talk about today, I know sharing my screen, this way isn't great, but I'm going to do that anyway, real briefly, so that you can see it's functional, it's fast. Switching wallets takes a second. It's great. We've had issues in the past where it's like connecting, connecting, connecting. Those appear to be all gone. Um, we've also removed the currencies page, which hasn't worked for a while, unfortunately, and we will bring that back as soon as possible. But yeah, it's working. The big problem right now is that this buy reef button also needs to get deleted. And that didn't come up until I asked the developer to get rid of the get testnet tokens button, which was appearing even when you were connected to mainnet. Doesn't make a lot of sense. And you had wallet tokens in your wallet. So that got overlooked because I didn't see it, and it was impossible to see until the other button there got removed. So it's just like a situational thing. But anyway, like I said, the mobile app is working really, really well. It's gotten faster. Everything's loading faster, which is terrific. And release 30 just went out to testers this morning. There's this one thing that needs to be fixed still. Once that's fixed, hopefully we'll release this version out to the public. And it's the version that will also go out to the App Store on iOS and Mac OS and iPad OS. So really looking forward to that. And the latest Android build should go out later this week. I'm cautiously optimistic the iOS or the Apple version could get released this month. Fingers crossed, that's what happens. And yeah, if so, we'll be in really good shape, and we'll finally have a big item crossed off the roadmap. So, with that, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who. Sorry, I don't read Cyrillic. My bad. And I'm a Rambo. Emma Rambo 2023. Hi. So, before I get into spending some time designing today, I actually want to try out Family. Family, oh, shucks, looks really good. It's a come on. It's a wallet app built by the same team behind, well, the same company behind Aave and Lens Protocol and others. It's called Family. I don't know if I'm going to be able to install this using iPhone mirroring, but we're going to find out. And I guess the point here is I haven't tried Family at all. So this is going to be I want to learn. I want to see what their onboarding process is like, because if there's something really valuable to be learned here, then I want to incorporate that into Reef Chain Wallet. And I was hoping I could move this window a little bit, but no, I can't. I can turn the name off though, because that's silly. There we go. And pointless. All right. So anyway, I hope everybody's been having a good weekend. I'm going to, or had a good weekend. I did. The weather's finally getting warmer here, which is really nice. And I'm just going to move this here because it'd be easier for me to see. And I'm going to open Family for the first time. And we're going to see how this looks. Oh, that was fun. Your crypto, your control, create a brand new wallet or add an existing one to get started easily. A little bit of onboarding. Cool. I like that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I think what we can do is add a little bit of preamble. I don't want to add a ton because if you're downloading Reef Chain Wallet, the chances are you know why you are, but there might be a good opportunity to add a little bit there, and probably terms of use and privacy policy. I think I should do that. So let's create a new wallet. Let's see how this looks. Phone or email? Oh, guys. Um, okay, we're not there yet. So I probably have something to learn there from using phone or email, but we are Reef is very much a not your coins, not your tokens type of situation here. We only support you creating your own private key and backing it up. So let's create manually. Well aware and realistically, the seed phrase might pop up on screen here. So I'm going to blow away this account entirely and never use it again after this. So we're going to hit continue. And we're going to say live stream don't use. That'll be the nickname for the wallet. I like nickname as opposed to what are we calling it now? Let me double check Figma here. I That's what I called it, account nickname. Perfect. I think that's actually what it's called now anyway. So that's fine. So we're going to call this live stream don't use. Your nickname is private, only visible to you. That might be helpful information to note. I'll take a screenshot of that too. I didn't think about bringing that sort of context to the nickname. But that's definitely right. It's not a tie. It's not tied to your actual wallet address in any way. So that's cool. You could change it later. Also important to know. So we've chosen a name, a nickname. I'm gonna go with this really fetching purple here. Purple looks purple to me. Set a display image, and I can't continue unless I do. I think that's really dumb. What if I don't want a display image? So we found something I don't like. Um, okay, we can use an emoji at least. That's cool. Melting. Great. I don't like the fact that they've forced me to choose something though. If this is my only wallet I'm going to use in family, there should be no reason to set a display image, especially when it's I guess family might back it up, but anyway. For the best experience, please. So now camera notifications. This will make interactions later easier and more fluid the first time you do it. I don't I'm not sure how I feel about it being brought up now in this process. I'll do it. Oh wait, I don't have to. Okay, I'm gonna skip this because at this point I don't need camera permissions. I'm not scanning a QR code today. I'm learning about their onboarding process, and I'm kind of 50-50 on do I enable permissions now during the onboarding process, or can we worry about that later? And ultimately, you can worry about that later because you could end up in a situation where that person never scans a QR code, and yet you're asking them for camera permissions. Again, I understand why, but whoa. Please read and agree to the following terms. I'm solely responsible for the security. Yeah, I understand that using family for any illegal purposes is strictly prohibited and against our terms. Well, good luck enforcing that, but okay. I understand it's not a bank, exchange, or centralized. Yeah, I understand that if I ever lose access to my wallets, families, that's a good one to know. I think we could do something similar to this. I'm certainly not telling people. Um, I mean, I don't know how you can't enforce the fact that your software you're not somebody's not allowed to use your software for illegal purposes. Well, that's highly variable depending on where you live, first of all. And while I certainly don't want to see people using Reef Chain Wallet for illegal purposes, how do I stop that? And realistically, criminals don't care about your terms of service. So anyway, I'm going off here. So I think we could do some of this more of you understand you're responsible for it. Sorry, you're responsible for your keys. Cool. I don't know what can you see here. Oh, here we go. Yes, responsible for your own keys. Realistically, that's hard to enforce, and criminals won't care. Yeah, good note. Family, Reef Chain Wallet, Rainbow Wallet, etc. Not a bank, not an exchange, not a centralized financial institution. I don't know that a lot of people would understand what centralized financial institution means, but that's fine. And then I understand, yeah, if I lose access, that's on me. Yeah, I get that. So I think those are cool things we could not cool, important things we could add in. That was fun. I like that. That was a nice little animation. Not super important, but fun. And adds a little bit of whimsy to the onboarding process. I have a wallet address. I can see most of it. Let's back up your wallet. Backing up means cool. Let's back up now. Okay, here's the part where things might get shown on screen. What is a secret recovery phrase? Cool. That's a pretty standard explanation. Make sure you keep it safe. Again, very standard explanation. Don't share it. Very important. And we don't know it. We're not going to ask you for it. If you lose it, you are poop out of luck. Oh, hang on. Was that? I don't have the ability to go back by the looks of it, which is kind of a shame because, yeah, I thought maybe that last little bit of text on the previous screen was clickable about what storing your passphrase securely means. So I might have to go back through this at some point. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now, do not copy and paste that because I'm not putting any money in this wallet. And if you do, somebody else probably already did the same and they're gonna steal it from you. So do not copy and paste that recovery phrase, please. Just don't use it. Anyway, I'm gonna say that I've made a backup manually, save it. Here it is, copy to clipboard. You'll be asked to confirm the positions. Oh, jeez. Okay. Now I need to take a screenshot so that I can just get through this process. Sharing it puts it at risk. Yep. Don't share it with anyone, including online. And I understand. That's fine. What? Complete this quick test to confirm you saved everything. Tap the number of this word's position. Oh, jeez. Okay. Nope, not QuickTime. Screenshots. All right, I'm just gonna wrap this up here, and then we'll get to the end. What I do like is they're asking me to confirm which position it was in, and the position is actually marked on um, the list of 12 words, so that's cool. That was number 10. Ahead 11. That animation is a little slow. This doesn't need to be fun, I don't think. Like the fact that it does like a check mark, and then like half a second later it goes away. Okay, but like, let's speed this up a little bit. Cool. Okay, gonna close that and that. There we go. Okay. Manual backup completed. Live stream don't use. It's backed up. They confirmed that because I actually went through that process, so that's kind of cool. And we can view the wallet now. Okay, good. So now I have my forcefully chosen emoji. I have a nickname for the wallet that I can't fully see. That's a little annoying. If they had suggested I keep it below 15 characters or something, I think that would have been helpful. No, it's 11. No, that's 10, 11, 12. Yeah, maybe under 12 characters. That would have been nice. Obviously, let me do whatever, but suggest I keep it under 12 or tell me only the first 12 are going to be visible when I'm looking at the home screen. Okay, if I receive, oh, oh, that's a big notice. Receive as an exchange. Others send them to you by sharing your unique address with them. You can copy your address anytime from the receive screen, except that you have to go through this, or by simply tapping your wallet name at the top of the screen. Okay, cool. Once you tap got it below. Okay. I think this is a little long, but it is helpful information for somebody who's just getting onboarded into crypto for the first time. I'll give them that. So I guess if I tap this, copied address, cool. And then if I hit receive, oh, it shows up again. Interesting. That's actually kind of annoying. Okay. Obviously, I don't have any tokens. I don't have any collectibles, but that's cool. What do I have here? Wallet activity starts now. There's no activity, nothing to show. Okay. So, but interesting that they've chosen activity on the far left, um, tokens, wallet, mid in the second one. This the browser. Cool. Yeah, we need to get there too. Looks like it's multi-window or multi-tab available. That's cool. What does this do? Close all tabs and clear history. Oh, nice. Okay, I like that. And then messaging. Chats on Family powered by XMTP, which is a protocol Reef's going to start using soon. You guys will see that. Well, we'll let people know when we start using that. For all the old Ethereum and BNB chain token holders. I'll need to. I can't authenticate myself right now because my phone is locked, which is how I can mirror. But I like this. That's interesting. My only problem with XMTP is that, at least my experience in Coinbase Wallet, is that it's full of spam. So um, I would want to start whitelisting wallets immediately as opposed to just allowing anybody. But I'll have to do that another day. What is large display? Oh, okay. Ah, I see. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. I could see that being useful if somebody's really focused on their bottom line as opposed to other stuff. Stealth mode, I'm gonna guess holds hides things. Yep, that's cool. I'm pretty sure we have a stealth mode already, but I'm gonna double check. Yes, we do. You hit the little eye. Whoops. There we go. You hit the little eye eyeball icon, and you can hide it. So that's cool. We've already got that. And I can copy address from here as well. And then wallet settings. Connections should be like Wallet Connect, token approvals. That's cool. Notifications. I don't have any turned on yet. That's fine. What's trash? What I put in trash in a wallet app? That's interesting. And I can go back and view the private key and the recovery phrase, and I can remove the wallet. Good stuff. Okay. I mean, largely speaking, I like this from a visual perspective. The fact that I can see something bigger, presumably, if I chose a photo, either that would replace the emoji or it would actually fill up the whole card. I can change the color still. I can change the nickname. I can change the icon again. Yeah, but reminding you that this is only visible to you. Not shared publicly. Does it tell you what happened if you choose a photo? No, like specifically, like it's gonna replace the whole card color or whatever. It doesn't say. That's fine. Okay, that's cool. I like it. It's pretty. It's nice. It reminds me of Rainbow Wallet in positive ways. A little bit about Zerion too, and otherwise, that's cool. I like it. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing that. And oh, well, okay. I should have just hit replace. So I've got Figma open. We're going to go back to designing or spending a little bit of time on the on Reef's version, Reef's mobile app. I'm going to close that because that's not necessary. Um, I've said before, these are not AMAs, but if you have a question related to the mobile app or a suggestion, please drop it in the chat. I guess I should check the comments on X real quick just to see if there's been any questions there or mentions or whatever about this stream, and then we'll get into it. Mateus did a little post about it. Oh, about Nice. Oh, he can launch it now. Great. Okay, good. We've been having an issue with um Xiaomi's version of Android or deployment of Android. I think it's Xiaomi, but it looks like he's over that issue now. That's great. So good, awesome, Mateos. That's really good to see. A couple of retweets about this, and that's it. That's fine. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to maximize this because you don't need to see. No, wait. You might want to see my head, but okay, maybe not. I'm just going to maximize this. You don't need to see me for a little while. Let's focus on the really important stuff here. So, where did we leave off last time? We left off on would you like to deposit funds now? Cool. So, let's say the person gets through this process and hmm, I mean, I'm gonna have to wireframe a lot more screens. Ultimately, there should be an empty version of this view and then a filled out version of this view. And does the button change color after people have after users have, pardon me, um, fully filled out this form? These steps. Yes, I need to do all of that. So for now, let's make us some assumptions and just figure that somebody has successfully created an account, they backed it up. Obviously, they set a nickname, which is not something that's going to be forced because I think that's annoying. Um, they've set up biometrics. They've claimed their free username. I am the Reef God. Reef, and they've deposited tokens. So, what should they see at that point? At that point, I think they should land on I guess something really similar to the balance page that we have now. Um which actually is I think it's quite decent. I It's one of the pages that I actually quite like. So I'm gonna call this. No, I have to stop calling this create account because it's really not. Now it's gonna be home with uh positive balance. Let's do it that way. Okay. And so once you're home with a positive balance, this is all gone. That's all gone. We're actually, pretty bare bones here. I do like a lot of what we have going on right now. So first of all, we've got your wallet nickname already displayed. So I'm going to bring that back. I need to move this thing so I have access to the shapes. For anybody wondering, I'll do this for about another half an hour or so. I started right around noon. So I'll do this till about 1. So it's 12:29 p.m. right now here. And I think I was doing a 25 corner radius. Yep, aggressive. What I don't like, well, what I don't like about this right now, I'm going to come back on screen for a sec here, is the alignment or the padding. Jeez, there we go. There's a lot of padding. There's a lot of padding to the left of the wallet icon. There's a lot of padding to the right of the nickname. the Sorry, that was a really stupid laugh. The wallet connect icon should not be a wallet connect icon. It should be a icon that tells you that you're going to launch the camera essentially, right, for QR code scanning. And that looks very different from let's do sub wallet. One sec, I haven't launched sub wallet in. Oh, I need to restart the app to complete the update. Okay, pardon me. Um, Oh, that's not the right password. What's the password? Hmm. Okay, instead of fiddling around with that, I'm gonna launch Rainbow because Rainbow has basically the button I want. Just let me switch wallets here real quick. There we go. Just something like this. It's standard. It's being used by Rainbow. Zerion has a really similar icon as well. Where is it? Again, let me choose a random. Um, there's an old wallet. A little bit different, but it's this one here with the corners and then the line in the middle. I'm not sure it's a huge significant difference, but either way, I prefer to use an icon like that instead of the wallet connect icon specifically because ultimately that button should launch the camera and then whatever you scan it should take the next natural step. It shouldn't be just for wallet connect. It should scan a QR code for a wallet address, period. It could scan a QR code that has the wallet address and an amount embedded, which would be great for bill payments, right? Things like that. So anyway, that's what that should be like. And so, okay, first of all, let's bring back the, yeah, 100 by 100 is good for now. Um, Width 400. I think that's pretty good. We can center it. We might have to make it a little bit. Oh, you can't see me anymore. A little bit more narrow, but I think this is good. And if you have, so I think this should work one of two ways. If you have a nickname and no username, right? No Reef name service, it should show your nickname. If you have chosen a Reef nickname, a Reef username, it should show that because ultimately that's way more valuable to you now than just a plain old, oops, just a plain old account nickname. So I'm just gonna throw that in there for now. I think that's probably a good text size. Trying to make this a little bit smaller on the screen so I can kind of compare it to the Android app or the Android device I have. Yeah, a little bit wider. Zoom in just a little bit. Oh, come on. There we go. And I think that's big enough on screen. We might have to make it bold just to make it a little bit more easily seen, or 38. 38 might be perfect. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. And then I guess I need to actually draw some shapes here. Let me see if I've got some plugins here. No. Shucks. Oh, here we go. Scan. Oh, there we go. Palm scan, fingerprint scan, no, but something like this. There's a really good Face ID option there. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Set a link to icons wherever you use. What? How do I add it? Mm, 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 mm. Okay, guys, I will. But oh, there it is. Shucks. Sorry, it's black. So I had a hard time seeing it there. Okay. QR code, QR code. Oh, okay. Yeah, that one was perfect. Okay. Delete that, delete that. Okay. It's there. Good. Um Can I color it? Nope. Okay, maybe I have to. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's open up that plugin again and let's see if I can get it in white instead. Aha, there we go. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Oh, and there's glyphs and there's outlines. Ooh, okay. That's cool. I like that, but these are not what I want. Let's go back to the iOS 17 glyphs. Or actually, let's try the filled ones. Yeah, that's more for optical character recognition. I get that. Portrait mode scanning, iris scan. Yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, we'll just stick with the glyphs. That's fine. Glyph. And where's the one I was just using? QR code. There we go. Oh, what the hell? There we go. Guys. Mm, that looks so nice. Okay. I really hope Matiaj is watching this. He's gonna have to help me explain some of this to people, but that's fine. Um, okay, that's good. I like that. So what do we have now? My problem with I guess we kind of default to large mode here, if you want to call it that, like they did in Family, is that the balance is huge. Like it's taken up the Reef logo, geez, account nickname, the word balance, and then your actual balance is taken up um like almost a third, more than a third of your screen. There's just way too much padding. There's way too much. Um, there's just too much space. Negative space is nice. You want to space things out, but it's not necessary. I will get to these questions in a minute. And some of these questions I won't get to at all because you guys are being silly. Uh, 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 um, uh, 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 uh. Anyway, okay, I'll get to this question now. What do you think about Squid integration on Reef Mobile, for example, buying NFT? Yes, but that should happen in the web browser. So part of V2 is going to be bring a web browser to the Reef Chain Wallet mobile app so that people can easily browse Squid, uh, the Mr. Dapps app for RNS, for Reef Name Service. Eventually later, Mosaic Protocol, Motodex. Motodex doesn't work great on mobile. Never mind. But either way, yeah, the mobile or the browser should be in there, and you can just browse Squid like you're using your laptop or iPad or tablet or whatever, and uh, buy NFTs that way. That way, it's not something embedded into the mobile app, and uh, that way we don't have to. Uh, you won't have to pay Apple 30% of the NFT fee, or I guess the seller won't have to pay Apple 30% because that's what Apple wants right now. We've already submitted it with the NFT viewing capabilities embedded. And even though all you could do was send um, an NFT out using that feature, Apple misinterpreted that as, oh, you're letting people buy NFTs. which is obviously not the case. So anyway, pardon me. Sorry, I need to drink some water. All right. So, as I said, the balance here is massive. If you start to scroll up a little bit, it gets a little bit smaller, and I think I'm a little bit more reasonable. So, similar to how family uh, does it. I'm just going to load that up again real quick. Let's assume we're in large mode or large display. Yeah, it's still much, much smaller on family, and so it's not a problem to have, but it's definitely a problem how big it is. Um, okay, so I'm gonna ignore the colors right now. I'm just gonna go with like white, gray, black, etc. at the moment, and I'm going to bring this over, bring this up a little bit higher. Where does that put us on the H scale? 15, maybe let's do 1540. And then we can shorten this up a little bit. There we go. And so you can still have your balance. That's cool. Balance should be a little bit bigger than the nickname. Maybe 48. Let's give this some room. Let's give it what, like 20 pixels. So put 207. Maybe a little bit more. 20, 25. So we can go like what, 212. No, that's weird. All right, 30 pixels. There we go. And then make this a little bit bigger. Maybe bring it up to like, yeah, 64 looks good. Whoops. Again, give it some breathing room. Yeah, see, but now balance looks too big. Okay. You know what? I can pixel push later. So let's just get this centered, centered. That's a little bit too much space, I think. Let's go down to a 295. And then, oh, and we need the little eye icon to go into stealth mode because that's actually something I really like. And obviously, we don't want to take features away. Perfect. Look at that. Hmm. Right now, if it's visible, we show you an eyeball like this. Actually, can you even see icons 8? Oh, you can. Good. And then when you're in stealth mode, we show you this button here. I guess that works. I'm not sure if we should make it the other way around, but let's just, oops, there we go. Okay. Let's just stick with what we have instead of kind of changing it on you guys right now. This is too big. Let's make this 50 by 50. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. That's weird. Why are those not linked? Those should be linked. There we go. That's still too big. Maybe 40. There we go. For tapping purposes, we might need to move this out a little bit, but I think it's more or less okay where it is. That's good. Okay. And what about after that? Then we have your tokens and NFTs options. Honestly, I think this looks fine right now. It's definitely using Reef with a Reef Kit for the inspiration here, which is you could argue is a little outdated, also very inconsistently applied throughout the app. It's like this, trying to remember what the style's called, but this style where it's like it feels like the object is coming out towards you, is not used in every case, which I guess would get a little annoying as well. But it's really only used in that one spot on the home page. So let's just assume for now it's not going to get used. Oops, that's not what I want. I want a rectangle and I need to color it something else to make sure I can actually see it. Um, let's just give it a different shade of gray for now. Um, yeah, that's fine. We're just wireframing. Don't fuss around too much. So that's okay. That's got a 22. Let's make that a full 30. We'll give it some proper width here, not too much. 25 radius again. Yeah, that's good. And we will. What is that? Oh, okay. Cool. Um, we need this to say tokens and NFTs. Give you a couple of little buttons here. Nope, not that one. Maybe a little bit shorter, a little bit more room there. That's good. Trying to find the middle here, but it's not gonna help me do that. Okay, we'll call that 270, bring it down to like 250. There we go. That looks about right. These both need radiuses. Oh, that looks really harsh in the middle. All right, let's smoothen that out. But if I do that, that's gonna look okay. I'm fussing. Let's just get this wireframe for now. Tokens. That's way too big. It's 36 and this is 46. I think that's fine. Oh, um, there we go. Actually, I will go back and forth on this term a lot over the next little bit, but I think collectibles is better. NFTs unfortunately have a really bad rap, just because of uh, well, nothing I did, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll see. Just trying to make sure that that's roughly even. Think about there. Okay, so oh, and I just realized I've kind of messed this up. I've messed up the fact that only one of these should have this thing behind it at any time. So let's assume it's tokens. Um, and this is going to be if you have a positive balance already. So we're not going to bring this buy reef button here. That would be silly. We are going to, I'm going to leave this up for a minute here on my laptop. Bring back a bunch of rectangles. These, oh, now I can't see anything. There we go. I'm going to bring back this 25 radius, maybe. Actually, I think it would go down to 20. I need to color it differently. There we go. Bring this down about 30 pixels again. 30 is good. And then 30 out from here as well. Okay, if I bring this right to the end, brings us 754. So let's take off 30 off the end. Nice. Yep, nailed it. Okay, good. It's going to be a little bit bigger. 120, maybe a little bit more. 130 or 140. Okay, I think that's good. And then we'll have the name of your token, um, the name of the token, the current price, how much you have, what it's worth, etc. Um, Now I'm trying to remember here. So I'm gonna come up back on screen for a second here for a minute. Where am I? There we go. So this is huge. This needs to become smaller. By Reef, I already have tokens. This shouldn't appear, right? So right now we've got a button to swap and to send all here on the homepage for every single token. I think that's unnecessary. And I think that's unnecessary because nobody else does it. And I know this because I have Fearless Wallet, Coinbase Wallet, Exodus, Rainbow, Zerion, Bravos, Sub Wallets, Edge, Phantom. Let's actually load up Phantom. That's super popular. And yeah, like if you get your list of tokens here in Phantom, you don't have send and swap buttons every single time you see it. That's silly. So now let me double check a few other options here. Uh, let's start with Coinbase Wallet. Same. Tether, Ethereum, Hello, USDC. If you want to send it, you tap it, and you have your options for Coinbase Wallet. I think there's too many options here. Share, cash out. They have a bridge, or they connect to a bridge, so that makes sense. But I think there's a little bit too much. Back. Sorry, I guess the connection got lost for a second there, but we're back on. Yeah, same with Zerion. I've got 3 tokens in there in this wallet, and just, you have to tap it in order to do anything. With Zerion, you get your swap and your bridge buttons, and then a little send button, which is just a paper airplane at the bottom there. But and I'm not sure we have enough data on Reef Chain yet. Well, no, I think we could actually. And then obviously your history, which is cool. But yeah, I don't like the way we have it right now. So I'm going to get rid of it because I can. So I think this is probably going to be the last little bit here. I'm going to leave myself up on the screen. So that actually allows us to make this a lot smaller, each section, and then therefore focus more on we can show you more tokens at once, which I think is cool. Because right now, if you're at the top, I see Reef. That's it, right? And it makes sense. That's the first one. You need Reef on Reef Chain in order to swap and do any transactions. But it's literally the only token I can see. I can see the very next little bit of Hydra coin in my wallet, but it's the top half of the text. So I don't think that's the best way to do this. So I'm gonna go into my folders here, images, Reef logos, Reef token. Here we go. There we go. And we can even make it big, like 100 by 100. I think is big enough. What's it catching on to here? Oh, that's a nice little bit of alignment. That would work. Okay, I need to set the screen off timer on my phone to a much longer period of time when I'm doing this. So, Reef, obviously, you get the name, and that should align with that. That's good. And what's this aligning with here? I think that's good there. Um, Current price of the token, that's fine. Aligns with the bottom. Nice. And then that works. We're going to align right on this so that I don't have to keep moving it around. Also going to bold this. I like that. Emphasize that's the name of the token, or the token ticker at least. I'll say I'm gonna have to spread this value out a little bit across the other tokens I list here without having to change the balance every time. So we'll do that, and then we'll say doesn't really matter what the numbers are here. We'll say that we have um, okay. So we need to de-emphasize some of this because not all of it is the most relevant information necessarily. And if you make everything the same size, you're implying that it all deserves the same amount of information. So we're going to bring this down to 32, maybe 30. Same with this. There we go. And we can align the bottom here. Nice. I like that. I think we're going to move this a little bit to the left. Okay. I think that looks much nicer. And now this is something we can group and then easily oh, is this a group button? No. What the heck? That was fun. Um, all right, I'm gonna group this. Token info one. Okay. And we can do token info two. Oh, guys, no, add the zeros back. And then we can say 22 big token or pixels. And this is a grouping of all the same information, like all similar information. So sure, why not? And then we'll do 3, and we'll do 4. See, so we've gone from a situation where you could see one token plus a little bit to hopefully a situation where you can see, I'm going to say at least 5, if not more, depending on the height of your device. Obviously, this is going to be highly variable. As a matter, just to kind of prove the point, I'm going to do it one more time. There we go. See? But we're at a stage where we can go from seeing all the information of one token and a little bit of the information of a second token to one where I'm confident we could do at least 5, if not 6 or 7, on a single view and actually show you a bunch of information about a bunch of tokens that you have in your wallet. And if you have nothing else down here, we'll find something fun to do. Maybe put the Reef logo in there and you can spin it around or something, which is not unprecedented. You're probably thinking, Derek, why on earth would I want to spin around a a token or something like that? And I'll show you why. Because it's fun. So this is Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple is um, a financial institution in Canada. I think they're also operating in the UK and maybe the US. And they have their logo at the bottom of their app when you reach the bottom and you can spin it. and it's incredibly responsive. And they've had this for a couple of years, and honestly, it's fun. It's completely unnecessary, but it's fun. So, anyway, it's just an idea. And don't worry, I already filed my taxes. So, cool. Okay. It's been an hour. I've got other things to do today, but I think we made some good progress here because this is a view. This is a page people are going to see a lot, and we can also we'll have to think about what happens when you scroll a little bit. So let's say you had 20 tokens in your wallet. You start scrolling. What happens next? Balance, I think, should shift to the left. Their dollar value should shift to the right. They shrink, and and then I think the tokens and collectibles options, they could probably stay. That way you can switch back and forth between them really quickly and not have to worry about scrolling back up to the top because there's a future here where you have 20, 30, 40 different tokens in your wallet for a variety of reasons on Reef Chain. And obviously, you're not going to want to have to go all the way back up to the top. At least I don't think you're going to want to have to go all the way back to the top in order to switch between the two. But user testing might prove otherwise. But yeah, I think this is really good. The collectibles view, I think, will remain largely the same of what we have right now, which is um, you have your NFTs and you can scroll through and they load. And if they are media, oh, that sucks. This approval will allow the metadata. Well, add the metadata to your mobile app. Oh, there we go. You can actually watch multimedia NFTs in ReefChain Wallet today. You probably can't hear it because of the noise canceling I have going on, but um, speaking of which, we should do another one of those. It's been a while. Anyway, and you can pause that, and yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, I think that will largely stay the same. The wallet view, I don't think will change that much. I do want the ability for people to, I can stop sharing now, to customize their icon. I'm not going to force them to do it. We have an auto generated thing that happens on chain already. It doesn't really serve any purposes at this point other than helping you differentiate between your wallets. But that is very much a legacy from or something that was inherited from Substrate, the Substrate framework. And yeah, and just cleaning things up a little bit. The pools, I think, can remain largely the same. I definitely want to look at Uniswap's mobile app to see how that looks there because that's an area they are heavy on, is letting you swap in the mobile app. And then our settings page needs to be cleaned up a bit. But I think we are well on our way to having a really nice V2 of the Reef Chain wallet. And we'll keep iterating day by day, week by week, as we do some more investigation and research and see what works and what doesn't. Thanks to all 500 of you almost who came to check this out today. Really appreciate you and your time and your support. And I don't see any other questions here in English that I can answer. I don't need that. And I'm definitely not answering token price questions because I never do. And yeah, thanks Giovanni. Thanks King of NFT. Thanks everybody else who's watching. Have a great day or evening or early morning if you're in really far East Asia.